One of the most overlooked things in e-commerce stores that I consistently see and have seen over the last 8 years in my own e-commerce journey is category pages, and specifically the filtering. Because if we can optimize the filtering for especially the stores with deeper collections, we can improve the user friendliness so much, and we can help them find products that they'll be looking for. So we'll be reducing so much of the friction along the purchasing process. And that's what we're going to look into today in a very practical video with a lot of screen share examples of other stores. So both good and bad coming up. And the idea here is by enabling customers to quickly and easily narrow their products, then you can improve their shopping experience and boost your conversion rates because they'd be finding the products that they'd be looking for. So let's cover the essential features and functionality of product filters on Shopify category pages, and make sure that this is not just theoretical video, but I'll go over examples as a checklist format. So let's jump in the screen share. Okay, here we are with the screen share, and the first pointer is that the product filtering system should be prominently placed on the category page and easy to find. And typically this is way easier to do on desktop because you tend to have the space for it. So you can see many times it's on the left hand side, and it's definitely noticeable as in many cases it's also something sticky. Here it is not, which might be a problem in deeper collections. Have a lot more options, etc. And on mobile, one thing that you can do to make it a little bit more prominent is simply providing borders to it, and then it's not as likely to get lost on it. Another thing that can help in deeper collections is having it sticky. But here it is relatively easy to find. So you have the filter and sort option. Now you have this in both filter and sorting, often combined. You can do them separately as well, which makes it a little bit clearer on how these are sorted. And if, for example, you're using the best-selling sorting, then it enables people to see that, oh, these are bestsellers without actually clicking on the actual sorting. So many times we also see that there's filters and there's sorting as well on separate buttons. That's the upside of that. The good thing that they do here is you have clearly the availability shown. So you have also the sizes. So one thing here is if you do select one thing, you should have an update here on the other filters as well. But the good thing here though is that you do have the actual numbers showing how many there are in those each categories. The problem, of course, is that it doesn't work when you are looking at multiple filters. So okay-ish, not great. So let's look in the next example. So here is Gymshark, and we take a look at their filters. This is the men's bundles collection, and you can see different types of filters here. You have the size, features, you have fit. So the one thing that they do very well here is that the filters are relevant to the product category. You could consider if, for example, the pattern is a less important for filter than price. I would say most times it would be. So perhaps that's one thing that the Gymshark hasn't got right. Most likely they haven't. But there you'd also be wanting to look into if there's filters that collide. So color and pattern could be one of those. The one thing that they don't do well is providing that information of how many slim fits would be available, for example. Say you may not want to end up product category that won't have many products. So here we have 42, and you can combine it then with blue. So suddenly you have 3. Okay, I'm happy to see that. Blue slim fits, for example. And that enables the customer to narrow it down pretty well with when it comes to search results. But there's a next level to that. So this is where the filters work together to provide a seamless experience for the users. And it enables them to apply multiple filters at once. So let's look at one of those stores. So here we are at ASOS. And we can see that they have this different sorting and filtering here. So one thing that could probably make this better is just show in the first place how the sorting is done. But that's not a big deal. So let's look at the filters. You have a lot of different items here. You can then select. Here, one thing that's nice is it does show how many products would be in each category. So you're less likely to go to categories that are too thin. And then if you check one sleeve, for example, and go to color, updates the color section. So really nicely done by ASOS, because the filters work together to provide this seamless experience. It's very easy to look into black one sleeves, for example. Also, here on this page, you do have showing what kind of thing you have, and then you can easily clear it as well. So you wanted to go and find some more ones. So that's on this one. It's a little bit questionable whether this is also the right order of things. So say some people might want to first shop for size. So if S is my size, then it enables a lot of options already, and then you can go and find deeper on this. The nice thing here as well is that you are able to select multiple ones. So it's somewhere between S and M, for example. Both are okay, then that would work as well. If you like how ASOS have done their product filtering, definitely like the video as well to show your appreciation for the great work that ASOS have done. Okay, good. Moving on. Here we have one of the biggest Shopify stores, Fashion Nova. I'm gonna just show you how they do their filtering, because this is quite visually appealing and easy to use. So first of all, you have the sizes. You have a total number of items here, 604 results, and there you have an option to also scroll down this side only as well. And once you scroll down, this stays there, so you will not lose your filters. And here as well, you have easy drop-down menus, so it is available there and easy to scan, and also very easy to use option for mobile. Just have this drop-down seamless, so you can open multiple ones at any given time, and have this nice clickable buttons, so you don't have to go and squeeze your thumb in. So very easy to use from that perspective. Now, also when it comes to filters, they should be customizable and they should be savable. So it's a small thing, but if someone wanted to save, look at this blue, then you do have a link for it. And similarly, we can go to the ASOS one that we looked at, or similar one, and say a person would be only interested in this. They can save it to their bookmarks, and it's not just JavaScript does that. Little tip there to prefer these kinds of filtering options if you have, and I would highly prefer if you actually subscribe to the channel, and you should do it because it enables you to take the next steps with your e-commerce journey. We provide a lot of these kinds of guidance videos that are exactly to the point and no theoretical fluff, these videos. So do yourself a favor and do the subscribe button. Next up, page functionality. So it is just getting better and better here. We're going to look into how to actually combine these category pages. And here, for example, we have an overall category page that's weight loss. And there's a lot of elements that go into weight loss. So this is how you can have a category page be the mother category page of multiple child category pages. So in this kind of case, we have mobile. This is scrollable. And so you can actually scroll it like this. And there people can easily go and filter it. So that's the 549 results and the way to get further down. So iHerb actually does two things here. So they provide this more traditional filter, and then they have their main filters here also available. And here you can see that there's overlap here, but this has extra filters available that are not on the short filter list. So nicely done here. And you can also see how the experience is a little bit different based on the device. So here on desktop, for example, we have this, so the actual ranges, and you have also an option to input a custom one. And then if you go to here, you only have the ranges because that's easier for mobile to select those. Very, very nicely done by iHerb. And I think this is one of the best examples of how to use a category pages linked to a category page to make it seamless for the users. I'm gonna look at the other example here as well. This is from Wayfair, and here what they do really well is that this page is very easy to navigate and have clear call to actions, then encouraging users to explore further. So say you have a large category like this with a lot of subcategories. There you have these almost hinting that you shouldn't just look at living room furniture, because there's going to be something else that you're more interested in. And here's a specific suggestions. We have so many products that we don't want you to get lost on any one of these or to the overall thing. So let's look at the reclining sofas, for example, and show you, because this particular page has, of course, high quality product images and provide good information. It doesn't go into too much in depth about actually talking about the products, but they do state that there's 2 colors, there's a headline here, this is the price, these are reviews, this is how many reviews there are, and free shipping. So they squeeze all of this in a matter of a few inches here, and there you can choose between the quick view options, quickly see the products, colors, and then you can get an idea of what kind of options there are. So makes it really easy to understand what kind of products are available. And then moving on, the page would ideally provide also recommended products. So here we have some highlighted here, and you can also encourage users to discover more. So here's some deals for sofas and everyone. In this kind of case, it's a sponsored ad, but you can do it also without it. So the one way that you can think of your collection page is simply putting in these kinds of things in the middle, where it won't be just a regular collection page that gets a bit boring and repetitive over time if you have these kinds of things added. So it enables us to build novelty into the page. There's going to be a little bit of a break from the norm in a good way. You can see here it's a mobile example as well on how this would look and feel. Okay, another example here is from iHerb. They also have a deal subscription. So quite creative here. You can close it. These are a bit more difficult to do on Shopify, so that's why you typically don't have them so much there. There's callouts, and also you have different product tags here, little labels for the products. The most important thing perhaps though is simply the store's page speed loads. So you have a couple of tools that you can test this on. We prefer Test My Store Speed and GT metrics for this. You can get pretty good benchmarks from how fast your store is loading, because even if you have the best possible categories and it's exactly right, and if you have a situation where the store is simply too slow, you won't be able to fully benefit from this, because so many of visitors will be bouncing. And if you can't get people to use it, then it's not going to make a difference. As they say here, quick delays can turn out to be bad. Category pages in general can be quite tricky to get right when it comes to it, because you have a lot of different things loading. It's the most information heavy page, all the pages. So a lot of issues here, but generally if you can get that time to interactive around 2-3 seconds, you'll be fine. So that is it. Category pages, or collection pages as they are called in Shopify. And by implementing some of these tips, you can have a very high confidence that you're going to get better results out of your category pages. More people finding the products that they're looking for, and less drop-offs in this particular section of the funnel. And not only will you boost your conversion rates and sales, but this can also lead into improved customer satisfaction, loyalty, because they'll be finding the products that best help them, and then they know that the experience is nice on this. It's easy to use, so it's easier and more attractive to come back to it. And this is something that you have to regularly review and work toward, because the categories don't stay the same. So this is how you can ensure that they're relevant and effective over time as well. So that's it. If you are curious about how we can help you and your store get the most out of your existing traffic, and you have already had some traction, so you're not a complete beginner, please go to growgrowers.com and check us out, see if that could be a good mutual fit, check out the case studies, etc. And you can make a booking for a call, and we can evaluate things from there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.